Yeah, yeah. One West. UPKAZ. They in the fourth dimension from. Can't too study me, isn't it? Just go and be a thing. Me keep my circle kinda small as my should. We firm like the China wild dog, my good. Me learn the game of Minecraft, them say dog, oh nobody can see you, none at all from with you. You see me when you see me, you see me. Right I know we not the pan the gimmicks me ya. Coffee for me can nobody not give we no stimmy. Yo sky the limit dog, if you no like weed then go suck your mother. Me no give a fuck neither. One day sit out with team, yeah what them me rather. Try no mess with my brother. You no like weed then I suck your mother. We no give a fuck neither. One day sit on me team, yeah what them me rather. Try no mess with the brothers. Hey, in a the game of life, just try no say life and no game. Me get gain from the pain, and that's why you see me a stain at the flame. Hey, oh you mean if me change this? I know the youth we used to play at the lane, at the big man list with the name and the fame. I love the thing we nah no stain for we name. Hey, the pussy them stay and we name this a UPK. We have the place away. We stay from the beta male man up to stay in them lane because some of them are dead dog. Oh gosh, what a shame. Me and my dog, them say we straight like a plane. Man a kill a charge, me say just the way we train. And any boy, this no cause no blame. If you no like weed, then go suck your mother. Me no give a fuck neither. One day sit on me team, yeah what them me rather. Try not trouble my brother. You no like weed, then I suck your mother. We no give a fuck neither. One day sit on with team, yeah what them me rather. Try no mess with the brothers. Hey, me keep my circle kinda small as my should. We firm like the China wild dog, my good. Me learn the game of Minecraft, them say dog, oh nobody can see you, none at all from with you. You see me when you see me, you see me. Right now we not depend the gimmicks, we are unfulfilled, we can't nobody knock you, we no stimmy. Yo, sky the limits, dog. If you no like weed, then go suck your mother. We no give a fuck neither. One day sit out with him, yeah what that we rather. Try not trouble my brother. You no like weed, then I suck your mother. We no give a fuck neither. One day sit at the team, yeah what them rather. Try not mess with the brothers. You know it. Yeah, you see it. Equilibrium. Tribe vibes. You know. Abadawa. Shalom, sir. What go on?
You tell me? I'll take sleeping across there.
You know the usual. We have some interesting stories. We have the situation with Jamaica's son. You know what I mean? Being Unalive on TikTok live. You understand?
Man, I saw that video.
Yeah.
I felt that for that brother. Jeez.
God. I mean, we have a situation over there in Guyana as well, you know what I mean? Come to find out the culture over there in Guyana, you know what I mean, is identical to the culture over here in Jamaica. Where, due to this situation with the young girl, Adriana, me get to understand, say, you know what I mean, Guyanese and Jamaican face the same plight. You understand? And basically, kind of one cancer. And even the corruption.
The Caribbean too. Caribbean.
Yeah.
I did the same thing too.
Kind of one can. And I guess with me, sir, kind of because Guyana is in South America, I never expect such a, you know what I mean? For example, sir,
The father of Adriana was, I think, he was just walking and him live, him a talk about the police basically harass him. But the music we are playing in the background, sir, you know what I mean, would be some old school Jamaican music would be the music. If me I walk up the road right now, the same music would I hear. Like some long time old school Jamaican. The vibe when we get from Guyana are the same vibe when we get from here for living here in Jamaica. I realize, yo, we are the same people. You know what I mean? The same spirit, you know what I mean?
Popcorn rename it Galana.
Galana, yeah, the right name that. Galana. Oh, God.
Popcorn rename that island, man. You know what I mean?
God.
Yeah, like
so
wherever we are. You know what I mean?
Go ahead. Yeah. Refreshing because, you know what I mean, coming in the ISUPK, we learned that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the children of Israel throughout North, Central, and South America. But we don't really get to see, you know what I mean, the other islands, the other countries where our people live. You understand? Yeah. But because of the social media now, and even, unfortunately, because of situations like these where a young girl was unalive, you understand? We get to see in depth, you know what I mean? You know, our people culture is almost like looking over in our next person's yard and see how them live, and then we see, say, boy, the same way we live. You know what I mean?
And too, like it's almost to a point where you could see, okay, we had the spirit of knowing when something is wrong and something need to be dealt with. Yeah. But we just don't have the proper guidance in dealing with it. You understand what I'm saying? Like them heathens, like them East Indians, they known across in their country for what? What they're known for when it comes to their women, them East Indian.
Salakia. All right. You know what I mean? The last time I checked, them known for raping the women.
Yeah, you know for abusing them. Abusing
them.
Yeah. To the point where they unalive. You understand? That's their culture. That's why nobody talks about it. It's the same thing like with the Chinese. Their culture is eating dogs, but they don't talk about it. You know what I mean? You can't come to Jamaica or Trinidad or anywhere in the Caribbean and say dog, cat, chicken, and beef on your menu. We're not eating.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But that's their culture. That's why they don't really talk about it like that. You understand? So who knows what could have happened to that young girl if that place was run and owned by East Indians? I'm just saying. You understand?
Yeah.
I'm just saying it out there.
Now that they mention it, it makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Makes sense now. All right, so let me get him.
And the father, I think, on one of the videos was saying that that he knew she wasn't there or something like that.
Yeah, God.
He knew. You know what I mean? And that's why we're gonna have to grow. This, like stories like this, is sad, but we need to face the reality. We're going to have to teach our girl children, especially, to scream and yell. We're gonna have to bring our kids up the right way. You understand? We're gonna have to bring them up the right way.
Right.
But go ahead, play the video.
All right, sir. Let me just give them the intro. Now, I mean, this is the Breakdown podcast where we break down the strongholds all about the children of Israel here in the Caribbean. You know what I mean? Jamaica, Trinidad, Guyana, Haiti. You know what I mean? North, Central, and South America. You understand? Anything that affect our people, we speak on. You know what I mean? I will break it down according to the scriptures. You understand? Yeah, man. With that, remember, tap up the screen, share, like, subscribe, depend on the platform and I watch on. You know what I mean? I'm here with your host, Captain of 13,000, Nayatak. You know what I mean? Banyamian, you know what I mean? Out of North Carolina. And myself, Officer Kayad 1, Officer 500, Kayad 1 out of Jamaica. You understand?
That's right.
And you know what I mean? If we have any Guyanese who jump on the show tonight, you know what I mean? We hope one day we can have a school in Guyana because clearly Guyana is in need of, you know what I mean, the prophets of the Most High. You understand? In the ISUP can come on in general, Guyana. Guyana needs some guidance. Look.
That's right. They need it. They need it real bad. You know what I mean? And anyway, Israelites is they need that guidance. Because right now, what fitting to come on this earth, your pastor, you mean your imam, you ain't prepared for what the Lord bringing on this earth. You know what I mean? We're not prepared. We're not seeing it. Why? Give me Proverbs 22 and 6.
God. Silakia, to add to your point as well, you're so right, sir, because Silakia, 22 and 6.
Can.
To add to your point, the Rastafari community, you know what I mean, in the wake of all of this that is happening, they are out there protesting for, you know what I mean, the leader of Burkina Faso, you understand, and feeling behalf that African, you know what I mean, and there's no protest for Guyana, there's no, you know what I mean, there's no justice for Guyana, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Then them would want them that want make it sound like say, you know what I mean, they're against the French and America who is trying to control the resources in Burkina Faso. 80 suffer from the same thing, and you never see the Rastafari community come out and try, you know what I mean, defend 80. Select it.
That's right.
All right, this is the book of Proverbs. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and verse 6. And it says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
So what is that saying?
Train up a child in the way.
Go ahead.
Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
That's what the Lord telling us to do. We got to train our kids. See, Dean just say something. You understand?
Right.
Train them not to go with strangers.
Right.
You got to train them. We got to train them to scream and tell. Hit, fight. You understand? If the Lord with you, the Lord with your baby girl. You understand? If not, we're going to see evidence of you trying to fight.
Right.
You understand? No, this father has to bury a child. How old the girl was? 11?
God.
And she just went missing? She went, where they say she went to first? Did they say where she went? Or she ran away?
Sir. The family, the grandmother brought she and a couple siblings to the hotel. And she just, you know what I mean, out of the blues, just went missing.
Oh. Yeah. Boy. Yeah. Now I see why. Now we're putting 2 and 2 together. Why this went down the way it went down. That's why the father said, I know she's in there.
Right.
I know she's in there. You know what I mean? Because more than likely, he knows his daughter.
God.
You understand? And then you had a video?
God, we have some videos, sir. Let me just arrange it.
Yeah, line them up. You know what I mean? Line them up. Right? We need to line this up, please. Boy. I mean, we need to be far away from heathens as possible. You know what I mean, it needs to be as far away from them as possible. Because this is ridiculous. So you going into a hotel with your grandmother and so many siblings, and boy, and you look like a young father.
Just turn up missing and yeah, kind of you can see say mix with Asherite and Benjamite. You understand? Because down there in Guyana, I know it's Asher and Benjamin mixed with some East Indian and Chinese and so forth. See? But the reason why, you know what I mean, the reason why the citizens in Guyana them dip on the right for the most part is because all of this happened suddenly. It's not like the little girl went missing and turned in at the hotel. They were there in the hotel searching for the little girl. You understand? The father came, you know what I mean? Police came, then citizens came. Everybody started searching the little girl right there and then. You know what I mean? Can't find her. Then she saw search the pool. Everybody went in the hotel on the hotel ground. Search the pool. People are live stream the hotel and everything. So it's not like it happened to them and then everybody come back tomorrow, sir. It's like everything happened like, you know, like when somebody give out the alarm and then everybody just start gather around. I saw it happen. So if the little girl never in the pool when everybody has searched, how she end up in the pool afterwards?
Yeah. That sounds like somebody unalive and then throw in the pool.
Kind of one gun.
Yeah, I mean,
you understand, sir? And she turned up with girl. Say that again, sir.
What's the little girl name?
Adriana, sir.
Adriana?
Kind of one gun. Adriana, what's her last name? I know her mother name is Simon. So you know them are Benjamin based on them last name as well, sir. Simmons, and I don't remember the father last name. You know what I mean? Another thing, sir. What was about to happen? Them that say it was about to break out in like a race war, you know. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like it about a race war. Yeah, because no such and fingers was being pointed. You know what I mean? That's why I do the video. Somebody say young. Yeah, young. So them they are Benjamite names, sir. Yeah, a whole heap of young there, a whole heap of Simmons here in Jamaica as well.
Yeah.
See? But watch this, sir. The video when I did want to make a distinction between the native Indians who live in Guyana and the East Indians who own the around the hotel. Because if anything, if it get out of control in a like a race war situation, we did want everybody understand that, look, it wasn't the native Indians who were responsible for this hotel. So you can't go about, you know what I mean, and take vengeance on your brothers. These are your brothers. You understand?
Yeah.
So me make boy, me just feel like do a video about that. Slack yourself. You know what I mean?
No, you go ahead for sure. Yeah, man. These things need to be, you know what I mean, put out there because this is not any mainstream media. You know what I mean? Because this here is ridiculous.
I think they pick it up.
They pick it up?
Then pick it up, sir. Yeah, Kanawankan. It was that massive, sir. The whole country nearly break out in some, you know what I mean, chaos, looting and everything.
Yeah. And just for you all who tune in, you see in the background with that black smoke right there? That's the hotel. That's the remnants of the hotel in the background there. That had happened. That's the background.
You know what I
mean? Like it's sad, but you know what I mean, it's a lesson we're gonna have to learn. A hard lesson, a hard pill. We have to separate. You know what I mean?
Right.
We need our own hotels, own schools, own bus service, own hospitals.
Right.
We need everything to be our own. Because this here, you know what I mean? And as I say, you know what I mean, and more it's looking like these, you know what I mean, East Indians, they know what went on. If they're the owners of the hotel, eh? Who own the hotel?
An East Indian man.
Yeah.
Let me search him name quick and fast, sir. I research him name and it is an East Indian name, sir.
You
know what I mean?
So the pathologist, they're saying apparently it's it was drowning. So I looked it up. I looked up Adriana Young guy in autopsy. You know what I mean? Just to see what to say how
she should die.
How she died. Yeah.
Yeah. God.
So
how them explain the burn, you know what I mean? Because she was badly burnt, you know. So where did that burn come from? Like when you see she them take her out of the pool, you can see the burn all that on her face. So how did she get burned? You know what I mean? Which means that she was in the building while it was burning. And she just so happened to turn up in the pool. You know what I mean? All right, sir, you ready for the
Hold on, eh? Just read a little bit of this. Right? These from the thing. I'm gonna put it in should be private. Yeah. All right. Something there. I mean, and that's why I say this. They had the right spirit, but we have ways to go about doing it to make sure that the right justice is served. You understand what I'm saying? Because you know what I mean? You want to make sure the right justice is served. You know what I mean? No, this is just another side to it. But you could go ahead and read it.
Right. Gun. It says, no broken bones, no traces of sexual violence found during autopsy of Adriana Young's family lawyer. The family of Adriana Young, the young girl whose tragic death has sparked widespread public outcry, has received confirmation from forensic experts regarding the cause of her death. Speaking on behalf of the family, their legal representative, Darren Wade, stated that pathologists have conclusively determined Adriana died as a result of drowning. He further clarified that there was no evidence of sexual assault.
And Silaki, and this is something that happens, you know what I mean, ever so often where, you know what I mean, kids go to a pool, You know what I mean? Or go to the river, or even go to the beach. And then you hear about drowning. You understand? I know people think because you live on an island, everybody should know how to swim. You understand?
Right.
You know what I mean? And you're right. No, as I say, I won't go into the how to put it, the speculation, right? Because what's going to happen is if we go into it, then when the truth do come out, what you're going to have to say. You understand? That's why in here we have counsel, men with experience. You understand? Who will sit and judge a situation right. Get all the evidence, all the evidence. You want every last evidence. You understand? And inquisition is going to be made into this situation.
Right.
Right? I had a friend I used to play football with, young boy, when I was back in Trinidad. He was 17, promising, you know what I mean, young footballer. Went to a pool party or just a regular party by a pool and drowned. And people were around. And he drowned. You understand? So
like yes, sir. I understand what you're saying, sir, but in this case, you know what I mean, the people them would have see her, you know what I mean? Everybody's I'm gonna say this happened immediately. This wasn't like next week them come search back. You know what I mean? Everything happened at once. And again, the little girl appeared. She was missing and she appeared in the pool. You understand? The people in my live stream and everything. You know what I mean? Live stream, search the pool, don't see the little girl in the clear pool water. And then all after a sudden, she just turn up in the pool. You understand? But you know what I mean? A whole heap of little thing go on too as well, because when the father wanted to go in, them did a barricade him. Just pre the video them, sir. We know this is another main story we're going to today, but just pre the video them, and you will see where we are talking about, because you know what I mean, this was a strange situation. You know what I mean?
It's strange because you hearing two, like you're looking at two different sides of the story. One, the pathologist and the lawyer saying there's no force or no marks, no bruise on her body, no sexual bruise on her body, nothing. Then you hear in the other story where she wasn't there when they looked for her first, and then she appeared out of nowhere in a pool, face down. So of course it's strange. That's why you need priest of the Lord to come and judge matters like these. You understand? So that you don't go and do anything that you will have to regret.
Right.
You understand? So come on, play some video, man.
Gun.
Yesterday, my belly tell me my daughter is here. Since yesterday, my daughter barely tell me she's in there. I tell the major, my daughter's in there. And the major was listening to me this morning when I tell them. You're sick, you're set for me daughter by time. That's why I talk like there's a lie. And the police are coming to chase me from here last night. And the police are, you know what's like the police are put me through. And go to this something that about the lack of the side. The police are starting to build them 4 5 times. I never going to build them. I never going to build them. The police start to build them 4 5 times. I tell the police when they're going to start with that.
No, you're fine. And you refuse to move. Why did you refuse to move?
You said your daughter. What made you get this feeling that your daughter's still alive? I tell you, so they come here yesterday. My belly tell me my daughter is here. You hear? Just yesterday, my daughter. Yeah. I tell you, so they come here yesterday. My belly tell me my daughter is here. Yeah? Just yesterday, I come here. I tell the major, my daughter's in there. And the major was listening to me this morning when I tell them. You sick, you search for me daughter by time. You see what I talk like as a lie. And the police are coming to chase me from last night. And the police are, you know what's like, the police are put the truth. And both police are the daughter about the lack of the phone in the building. The police start the building for a fight night. I tell the police when they don't start, my daughter's still in there.
No, you're fine.
And you refuse to move. Why did you refuse to move? You said your daughter. What made you get this? I tell you, so they come here yesterday. My belly tell me my daughter is here. You hear? Just yesterday. I tell you, so they come here yesterday. My belly tell me my daughter is here. You hear? Just yesterday. My son barely tell me she's in there. You're like crazy, Justin.
You right to
And the major went to me this morning when I tell
yeah,
them. You sick, you set for me that. You see what talking like as a lie. And the police are.
So lucky about that, the browser, sir. So lucky.
Now you
say that again, sir.
Yeah, I say you're right too, because the more and more I read, the more and more it seemed like something like, you know what I mean, something I don't know. You know what I mean? The father here want to hear that pathologist.
Yeah,
you know
one can.
Pathologist is saying. And this
I like me that say, sir. I come here say, sir, them bomb rush the hotel, I search down the place, in the pool. You know what I mean? It become a viral moment immediately. People are live stream looking in the pool. No, the girl is missing. And this is before, you know what I mean? Nobody even knows. You understand? So they might dig down the hotel, can't find her. You know what I mean? The hotel went on fire. You know what I mean? Before them find the girl. And then all after a sudden, she just turn up in the pool. You know what I mean? She turn up with marks and everything.
Raquel saying that she wasn't face down, she was in a standing position, which means more than likely, I don't know, boy. I don't know, but I'm praying that the father do get and the mother do get the right justice. You know what I mean? They do get the right justice. Come on.
Don't mean to cut this, sir.
No,
this is the third incident of somebody being unalive
at that
hotel. Second incident, second incident where somebody was taken away, unalive, and placed in the pool.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no. It's sounding like the government trying to cover up something. They're trying to stop that whole, as you say, that race war that would have more than likely transpired from this. So it's like they're trying to have I forget that word they use, control over the situation, basically.
Right.
They're going to control it, and they're using the pathologists on them to try and do it, to say that there's no marks, there's no force. It was conclusive that it was by drowning. The hell was that? I would defy that. Who don't believe that shit?
Right. So lucky, sir.
Come
Here's
on.
another tape. This is before the. I think this is before the girl turn. Before the girl turn. But them not find. I think. No, I'm not quite sure. But people was stand round about the pool. This is the pool, sir. People was round about the pool all the time. You see?
Yeah. I'm more like this shorty. The owner of that hotel is nowhere to be seen right now. He is out. He is out. He's out at this undisclosed location.
Say that again.
I said the owner of this hotel more than likely is in an undisclosed location. He is out. This cannot be the third time something like this happening. Where's the police? And it looked like the police, all of them is East Indian. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Well, it's lucky the government. It seems like the prime minister is definitely East Indian.
This young man up here, his name is Sadiq Juman. In 2012, he, along with friends, visited a Doubleday hotel in which he allegedly got into a conflict with some persons at the hotel, and he was beaten to the point of unconsciousness, placed in a hotel room, and was later discovered in the pool where it was said that he had drowned because he couldn't swim, right? Now, his mother would have been fighting his case for years because she said he knew he could not swim, and so he would stay in the shallow side of the pool. It was alleged that he was drinking on a day, and his friends stated that he was not drinking, right? Now, his body was found, and the pathologist found that he suffered from what? Blunt force trauma and drowning, and that resulted in his unaliving, right? His mother, after then, two persons, including the son of the owner of the Doubleday Hotel, as
Yes, sir. So that brother now is a Asherite. So this is a Asherite that died, you know what I mean, sometime before, same hotel, you know what I mean, and they make it look like some drowning took place. So this kind of fuel the people in reaction because it's not the first time something like this happened. And Adriana incident would be like the third time somebody dying at the hotel. So people basically I say, boy, you know, say them can't take no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And with all of the problems in Guyana, it just help fuel all of the rage, you know. So
more likely them the East Indians were pressing the hell out of them Benjamites across there. You know what I mean? Full out of pressing them. And this year is, you know what I mean, the you know what I mean, the cup basically, you know what I mean, running over. You know what I mean? Full. And it's like we had enough. And that hotel is ash in ours. You understand? It was ash. And I hope that man get justice for real, for real.
No gun.
You know what I mean? And the thing about it is they'll treat us like that, knowing that this father more than likely don't have the money to now go get an independent pathologist, somebody outside of the country who don't have any ties to the government. You understand? Because if them pathologists ain't no private pathologists, more likely them pathologists getting paid by the government. You understand? That buddy had to go somewhere else. You know what I mean? To some island that does not have any, any how to put it, any skin in the game, basically. You know what I mean? Because they hiding something. That hotel, whoever running that hotel, they have a lot of money, a lot of influence. You cannot have this cannot be the third Unalive, and that hotel is still in commission. Like, what the hell going on in there? You know what I mean, what the hell going on in there?
Right.
I mean, like, your club, you running a club, and if there's a shooting outside your club, that club getting shut down. You know what I mean? Or getting a hefty fine. You know what I mean? One shooting, two, three. Nah. Nah, Guyana. President, in my, what's the president name? Hold on. President in Farim Ali. You gotta come out and say something. Ephraim Ali, Dr. Ephraim Ali, you gotta come out and say something. Because that ain't just a drowning. You understand? That ain't just a drowning, as you're saying. The more and more look into it, they're hiding something. You know what I mean? But the Lord see it. The Lord see everything them men doing. And the Lord, give me Romans 12 and 19. That's it. That's him. Ephraim. Go ahead. And then give me the one in Exodus. I think it's Exodus 23 and 25 or 25 and 23. I'm gonna find that one while I do that.
Got.
Okay.
Karawan. This is the book of Romans, chapter 12 and verse 19. Karawan, sir. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath.
And son, the Lord.
For it is written, vengeance is mine. So that.
Yeah, the Lord, he wants to get vengeance. You understand? You can't touch one of his children. You understand? You can't touch, you know what I mean, one of his chosen people and think, you know what I mean, and unalive them in a horrific way like that. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean, you're a parent. You know what I mean, you're supposed to be living to, you know what I mean, to the day where your child could see you off. You understand? No, you as a father had to bury your daughter who ain't start life as yet.
So
you know what I mean? That child ain't start life, you know what I mean, ain't start to live as yet. And you had to go bury your daughter. You know what I mean? As a parent, you know what I mean, it's devastating. That father right now, you know, that mother right now, especially that father, felt like he failed that daughter. You know what I mean? He was supposed to be protecting and you know what I mean, looking out for her. But lo and behold, you know what I mean? It'll always be that. You know what I mean? No parent, you know what I mean, ready for something like this. You know what I mean? Go to Exodus. That's it on that, right? Go to Exodus 23 and 22. Exodus 23 and 22.
Gun. So that. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 23 and verse 22. But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy unto thine enemy, and an adversary unto thine adversary.
Yeah, so the Lord wants to give justice. He wants to.
Right.
He wants to give you justice. You understand? He wants it. But boy, oh boy, we got to do what the Lord said to do. We don't have to do what the Lord said to do. Right? You have to do it so that the Lord could raise up leaders like Commander Johanna and the generals.
That's right.
You understand? Like these officers in the UBK to protect families, to protect children like this. You understand? Because boy, oh boy, I mean, you without the Lord protection, you are the whim to these heathens. You are the whim to these filthy heathens. Right?
And Salakia, sir.
Come on.
These heathens, because they know that they rule on top of us. You know what I mean? They know so they can do certain things and then can get away with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They know so when them do certain things, the police will have them back. The government will have them back because they are the major stakeholders in the country. You know what I mean? So them do things like this. Remember, you know, it's not blacks and Hispanics alone commit crime, commit murder as they want to portray in the media. These heathens do it too. You know what I mean? And they do it while they're rich and while they're wealthy. You understand? And who them are do it against? Them are do it against us. You understand?
Yeah.
Because they know that they have no defense. You understand? Nobody comes in our defense. You understand? That's why we have to give thanks to the ISUPK and the command in general, Your Honor, because no blacks and Hispanics, we have a defense. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
We have somebody who come speak out against all the atrocities that happen to blacks and Hispanics. You know what I mean? And if, like what Captain Nayataka said, if we turn back to the Most High, then we will get our vengeance. Then the Most High will take vengeance. You understand? Then we will now get justice. You understand? So,
yeah. Because boy, I'm telling you, that father right now, the grief he, you know what I mean, ain't nothing good. You know what I mean? No amount of liquor could soothe his pain right now.
I'm well mashed up, you know.
Yeah.
And the mother, when I tell the mother faint with, you know what I mean?
The mother.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Boy.
You know what I mean? So what
No, go ahead.
So where we are set up, you know what I mean, with brothers and sisters in a Guyana. See? The blacks and the Hispanics, the Benjamites and the Hasharites. You know what I mean? Come find command in general, Your Honor. You understand? The reason why them thing is able, you know what I mean, to happen to us is because we don't know who we are. You know what I mean? You see, if we knew who we are as a people and know what we should, you know what I mean, what the Most High want us to do, then them thing I would reach with. You understand? So that's why we implore on to find command in general, Your Honor. You know what I mean? Type in on the Google machine, YouTube, search the ISUPK. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Search up the ISUPK, search up command in general, Your Honor. You understand?
That's right.
All right, sir. You ready for jump over in our next story?
Yeah, boy. This one rough too. This one rough too.
Kind of one
I mean, like the way we dine in this place, we full out dying like sinners. You know what I mean? I mean, we dying like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you're supposed to be able to grow old. Your grandkids, you know what I mean? With your family around you. You know what I mean? Israel dying to the point where it's parents burying the children. You understand? Like, you know what I mean? Parents burying the grandchildren out. Like, it's crazy. I mean, and it become a norm to the point where there's no rush to sit down and try to say, you know what, this is wrong. How are we going to fix this out? We got to fix something. Something is wrong. The way society is and been for years. Like people like to say, well, this never happened back in the day. Well, back in the day, you didn't have cameras, videos. That's the only difference. Everything that happened now happened back in the day. Everything. You understand? Everything. Ain't no difference. If there was a difference, then come on. Then we would have been better off today. We've been better off today, but we're not.
Right.
And every generation that come always say, my generation was better than yours. But both generations suffered death and horrible deaths. You understand? So come on.
Right. Gun. This is Jamaican son killed during TikTok live stream on Red Hills Road.
I know this is what he
says.
The
music industry.
No, the Unalive been taking place in full HD, 4K. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody doing stuff in the dark. It's in the light now. That should show how brazen we don't get with it. Like, you Unalive, and I don't know if people saw it, but boy, if you saw that video of that brother being unalive, it was shocking. He alive, enjoying himself. Somebody walk up and just stretch him out.
Mm-hmm.
He dropped to the floor, and about what, 3 or 4 more? Like, where we getting that from? Like, we hate each other to that. Come on.
Salakia, this is, you know what I mean, not the first in Jamaica's in recent times, Salakia.
Mm-hmm. Say that one more time.
Salakia, it's not the first one. You have the one with Naya, you know what I mean, and you have one with Buster, where they say he was also, you know what I mean, alive, but it's apparently they never screen record it or something, but you know what I mean, it's not the first. It's like it's becoming a trend now, you know. So
becoming a trend. You can't talk about me. You know what I mean? Let me do all the evil I want to do. Don't talk about the evil I doing.
Right.
Like that goes, you know what I mean, stop you, you know what I mean, from, you know what I mean, getting harm yourself too.
Right.
Like, you don't know you're playing with the Lord's judgment. Like, you're quick to cast judgment. You know what I mean? Give me that scripture where it say, you know what I mean, where it talks about I think it's Christ said, don't judge lest ye be judged. Mm-hmm. Like, you want to carry your sentence. You was like, this person wrong. Because of this, I'm going to unalive them. Also, you want to be judge, the jury, and the executioner. No problem. I know somebody else with them same credential. You understand? Right?
And Silakia, if I may, it's almost like it's a way to get some kind of fame and notoriety, because as soon as them do them crime, them on social media, I talk about it. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
I said this is for them crime and I defend it. You know what I mean? So
yeah. We gonna have to really change as a people. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because all them Christian church that's in Jamaica, in the Caribbean, and you telling me it ain't changing people's life. The society is decaying right in front of your eyes with all these churches that going up.
Right.
Now you see why we say the church, you know what I mean, is just a whorehouse.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a house to, you know what I mean, people who want to abuse women and children. A lot of abusing be going on in there. In them churches. The Catholic Church paid millions of dollars because these priests couldn't keep their hands to themselves. You understand? Millions of dollars for abusing kids. I thought church, God was in the church. So what you gonna say when children being abused in the church? That God in the church? What is not in the Christian church? What is not in your mosque? Right. Not. It's not. Or else society would not be in this decay. It would not. No, Commander Jerry Hannah and his men under Christ is going to have to do what? Pick up the slack. Pick it all the way up. And our brothers who would be on the corner looking to snatch somebody's purse, looking to snatch somebody's chain, to stick somebody up. Now they're on the corner telling black people how to serve the Lord the right way. Because the pastor who getting paid to do it, he not doing his job. He failed. So now we have to watch the young ones leave. And we had to put the young ones in the grave. It's a young boy. Ain't even what? Could be what? 25, 30. Still young.
Early 20s.
I mean, young.
Yeah.
And you get on a live, like, brother. You know what I mean? Like you hunting a deer. You know what I mean? Or you putting on a bull to go eat. Like, it's crazy. You know what I mean? Give me it's good to do.
You still did one Matthew 7:1?
No, I think you didn't have to read it. It was there. It was just one line. You know what I mean?
Yeah, one line. Kind of concept.
And that is enough.
Right.
You want to judge? You want to execute? You want to be the jury? Ain't no sweat. The Lord don't sleep. You had to close your eye. He don't sleep.
Right.
I mean, you think you could outfox the Lord. A lot of you drug dealers, a lot of you sinners out there think you all could outfox the Lord and think you could see death when it coming. You could see the punishment when it coming. You ain't gonna see it.
Right.
What's my son here? You're not seeing it when it coming. That's why when it creep up on you is OSHIT. You understand? So give me with Moses. Let's start with Moses first. Moses, saw this happening and would, and would be, distressed over it, not understanding why this is taking place. Like you see a man looking like yourself, then clicking in your brain, that's your brother, that's family, and we don't do family like that. Where you learn to do family like that? You learn that from your oppressor. You learn that from them Englishmen. You understand? That's who you learn that from, because they deal with each other like that. Why do you think they had a civil war here in America? Because these oppressors, they don't know how to sit down and get things right with each other. They don't. But they sure know about them guns. They know about them weaponry. They know about them things. You understand? The earth is in turmoil right now because these oppressors can't get along. They can't. They can't sit down at the table and just, stick to a plan. They can't. But we the problem. Right. No sweat. Let's read this. We're going to fix each other. Don't worry. Just leave us to hell alone. Let's leave us alone. We're going to fix each other. Come on.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 2, verse 13. And it says, and when he went out the second day, behold, two men of the Hebrew strove together. Mm-hmm. And he said,
no, go ahead.
And he said to him that did the wrong, wherefore smitest thou thy fellow?
You understand? Like Moses saw two brothers beefing, and he went to the one who was wrong, and say, why you all, dealing with each other like this? Why are you doing that? That's your brother. Why are you trying to be evil to your brother?
Right.
Read on.
Verse 14. And he said, who made you, Salakia, who made thee a prince and a judge over us?
And it's the same thing. You go on the street and you try to tell black people to change, that they're going to have to change. You understand? They're going to have to change the moral way of thinking. And they ask, who made you
God,
Lord over me? The Lord tell me I could bless anything and eat it. No, you dummy. And if that's the case, why you don't bless a vulture and eat it? Why don't bless a cat and eat it, or a dog, or a monkey?
Right.
They meet. Oh, I'm gonna go one further. Human. Why you don't do that?
Yeah.
You can look at me and be like, you crazy. No, you crazy. But thinking you could decide what you want to put in your body. When the Lord tell you what to put in your body, he make you. He tell you what to put in your body. Now you going based off of what your society deems meat to be.
Right.
Because if you was in China, oh, Roof would have to run from you. So serious. He'd have to run from you. If you was in, you know what I mean? If you was in Asia, a cat, meow meow, that pussycat would have to run from you.
God,
so
God.
serious. But because you cross here, in this culture don't eat dog or don't eat cat. You understand?
Right.
So now you deciding what you want to put in your mouth, what you want to bless and eat. Not so with the Lord. Can't do that. You can't eat crabs. You can't eat shrimp. You can't eat lobster. You can't eat tuna. You cannot eat these things, or else we're going to anger the Lord as a people. The Lord give you goat, lamb, sheep, chicken, right? What a meat he give you? You could put hand on a giraffe, brother. He's, you know what I mean?
Delicious.
Yeah, he's, you know what I mean?
Probably tastes like, yeah, one can probably taste like any goat or any sheep, you know?
I'm telling you.
One can, and him very big, can last, you know what I mean, for a whole.
That can feed a nation.
Whole heap of people. God, one can.
But tell you what to eat. Nah, that ain't enough for you.
Right.
Read on.
God, one can. Slack. Intendest thou to kill me as thou killest the Egyptian?
Right. So now he trying to be, you know what I mean, not smart. He trying to be a simpleton by saying, you going to unalive me like you unalive the Egyptian. When he clearly knew that Moses was trying to defend them.
God.
He knew what Moses was doing. He knew why the Egyptian was in the dirt. He knew. But this is him trying to use it as leverage to be a sinner. To have an excuse to hate your brother when there's no excuse to hate your brother. You have an issue with your brother, go and talk to he and they alone. You can't get things, you know what I mean, right between you all. Then we in the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge will offer you the counseling service to make sure things get right between you and that brother.
That's right.
Or sister. You understand? But you shouldn't be using it as no excuse. Right? Read on.
Gun. And Moses feared and said, surely this thing is known.
See? Use it. That's why, brothers and sisters, you and me, K1, we are going to have to be perfect in the sight of the Lord. So nobody can come and tell you, well, you was just smoking weed. Just so you're smoking weed. Now you telling me to stop smoking weed? I smell it on your breath. I smell it on your clothes. You were just lighting one up. But you now telling me I can't smoke a cigarette? I can't smoke some weed?
Right.
So guess what? I'm going to have to stop smoking. I'm going to have to stop eating crab, shrimp, and lobster. So now I could go tell what? Tell a brother, you can't eat crab, shrimp, and lobster. And not feel any type of way. Where he could tell me, well, you was eating a pork sandwich in such and such shop. And now I have to fall back. Because now I'm a sinner just like you're a sinner. You understand? Right? So we're going to have to be perfect. Christ said it. Christ said, be ye perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. You can't be perfect. Don't let the Christian church tell you cannot be perfect. The Christian church is the breeding ground of sinners.
God.
It's a breeding ground for sinners. Brothers and sisters who do not want to change their life. Any more?
Nah, that was it, sir.
Right? And I'll go to Deuteronomy. Right?
Yeah, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28.
Mm-hmm. And what we're bringing out here also too could tie in to the story that we did earlier on. You understand? Moses had the right spirit, just like the people had the right spirit. But you can't go now and commit a crime and say it's now what? You bring injustice. You understand?
Right.
You can't do it. You understand? You can't do it. Moses got, checked from one of them, from a simpleton. And the Lord still turned around and used Moses because he had the right spirit. He just didn't have the right guidance at the time and how to go about doing it. But the Lord chose him, picked him, and showed him how to go about doing it the right way. And all Moses had in his hand after that was a staff, and the Lord was with him.
That's right.
He led people out of slavery with a staff. That had to be amazing. You know what I mean? So go ahead and read what you're saying there.
Gun. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and 54, and it said, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil.
So the man that is tender among you, that tender man among you is a young man.
Right.
He looked like, it was two young men. One young man was being unalived, and the other young man was being the executioner and the judge and the jury.
Yeah.
All right, read on.
Gun. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil towards his brother.
His eyes shall be what?
Evil towards his brother.
You understand? To stop that evil towards his brother, you are going to have to go to here and there alone.
Right.
You understand? You're going to have to do it. The Lord command us to do it. Read on.
Gun. And towards the wife of his bosom.
And towards his wife of his bosom. So now we're going into the nucleus of that family. Right. You understand? Now you want to know why it is, kids growing up the way they're growing up or been growing up, is because we lost that concept of what a family is really about. You understand? A family is not mommy alone and doing daddy job, or daddy doing mommy and daddy job. Right. You understand? That ain't a family. A family is a man to woman with a child or without a child.
Right.
But the man has to be in that house. He has to be in their lives. You understand?
Gun.
But our oppressors found a way to come into our house and now drive a wedge between us and our woman.
Right.
And that's a curse. That's a punishment from the Lord. And we're going to have to find a way to fight against it. And this is just one way you can fight against it. You have a husband, you have a wife in that house. You all are going to have to recognize there's one common enemy. And it's not each other.
Right.
It's the man that's oppressing you and your husband. That's the enemy. And you're going to have to focus everything on that. And then guess what's going to happen? Then whatever beef come up between you and her, you all could squash that. Talk about it and squash it. And know at the end of the day, we in this because of the oppressor.
Gun on gun.
You understand? So now there ain't no leaving, because guess what? That woman is going to leave and go to another man, and she will not be able to understand how to deal with that same problem when it shows back up in that other relationship. Or that man goes into that other relationship, it's going to show his head. You all are going to argue. Most of us don't know a relationship. Majority of the time is you're disagreeing. But does that mean now you got to pack up and you all go your way? Then the enemy has just won. And now that's your cycle until it reach maybe about 50 years when you realize you're going to compromise certain things. And before you know it, you know what I mean? It's a done deal. You might have to grow old by yourself. I mean, or get a little kitty cat or a little doggy, and that's your partner.
God.
That's a lonely act. You don't want to, when you go to sleep, you don't want to hug a cat up or a dog up. And what talk what? You gonna talk pillow talk to animal? No, you ain't gonna do it. So guess what? Zone in on that enemy.
Right.
And trust me, your relationship gonna be different. They're gonna be different. You understand? Right, read on.
Gun. And towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
You understand? Now we're talking about the dysfunctional family.
God.
You know what I mean? You grow up without a father. You know what I mean? You're a grown woman, you're a grown man, you just meeting your father. But little do you know that daddy was not wrong because of mommy.
Right.
Or mommy was not wrong because of daddy. Little do you know. Majority of times is daddy was not wrong. You understand? Like, we're going to have to really zone in on who the enemy is. And the Lord is letting you know in Deuteronomy that this is a what? Punishment. You're seeing going on right now in the family. It's a punishment, a curse from the Lord. But guess what? We could fix it. We could fix it. Give me Deuteronomy 20, 28, and I think 1. We could fix it. And listen how you can fix it.
Gun. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1. And it says, And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
The Lord wants you to just listen to him.
Right.
Listen to what he's telling you. You want to reverse the curse? Then you listen to the Lord.
That's right.
You don't reverse the curse by getting more into Christianity. It's going to make things worse.
Right.
You understand? You don't reverse the curse by now going and pick up some book, some oppressor done write about how to conquer life. And now you, stupid, you reading a book that was written by a man. I know you're going to say the Bible was written by a man, right? Bible wasn't written by a man. You understand? That's God's word. Man just did what? Wrote God's words in, but that's God's words. Just like that book. Right? That book, the writer writes his name in that book. Now you're going to read it, and he trying to teach you about life. When you're oppressor, he doesn't know anything about life. You're going to learn how to be a parent from an oppressor, from the oppressors. This is the worst parents to learn from.
Right.
Worse. You see what the offspring's doing right now. You see what they're doing right now. Forget them, it was babies years ago with a mother and a father. What they're doing to the earth right now. Black man, you are a better father than the oppressor.
God.
And you could be a way better father than the oppressor if you pick that Bible up, open it, and start to read it. And not just read it, but do what? Apply it to your life. Simply means I'm just trying to tell you how to change. So all that you ought to like me for who I am, cut that nonsense out. Cut it out. Change.
Right.
Any more?
Sir, that was it, sir.
That was it? Yeah, anything else to bring out? Anything
just
else to say?
no, I think that would be it. Except we have some more videos, but we've been cover the topic. You know what I mean? I think it's a good note, you know what I mean, to close the show on. You know what I mean?
Yep. I mean, and just, you know what I mean, Israel, you know what I mean, I hope, you know what I mean, you're out there listening and taking notes, man. Like,
right.
it's going, like, we in a rough time right now. In a real rough time right now. The earth is in, you know what I mean, is in a disarray right now. Everywhere you look, there's some type of protest taking place. Everywhere you look, you hearing about wars, rumors of wars. And there's wars going on right now.
God.
It's crazy on this earth right now. The only way for you to just not, you know what I mean, be part of the melee is to do what the Lord tell you to do. And you're going to have to join the UPK, the ISUPK. You're going to have to come in. You know what I mean? I know your pastor say his church, you follow him, and he going to lead you to the Lord. The Christian church done showed us that they are liars when it comes to that. You understand? They ain't doing what we're doing. They ain't bringing it like how the UPK bringing it to you. We're showing you, you know what I mean, what's going on in the earth. We're showing you why it's happening, and we also giving you what? The solution, so that it does not happen again. Don't. You think I want to come on here and talk about some 11-year-old princess being drowned in some pool, or some young prince getting unalive from a shot to the back of your head? I want to do that. But I have to do it because we are Lord's chosen people. And the Lord told us that ye are the let's end on that one. Give me what is, I think is it Amos or Hosea? You're the only family that I have known.
I think it's
Hosea 1 and 3. So check Hosea 1 and 3 or Amos 1 and 3. Let's see quick. And he said, therefore I will punish you. No, it's not Hosea. Or 3 and 1.
Hosea?
Yeah, or Amos. It's Amos 3 and 1. Amos 3 and 1. Mm-hmm. Amos 3 and 1. We end on this. And blacks, Hispanics, and Filipino people, if you're listening out there, listen to this good.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel,
O children of
against
who?
the whole family, O children of Israel.
Not the whole world. The Lord was not talking to the whole world, the entire earth.
Right.
He was talking specifically to a people, to Israel, to the blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. That's who he was talking to. Read on.
Gun against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, Verse 2, you only have I known of all the families of the earth.
What?
Therefore, I will punish you. Salakia, you only have I known of all the families of the earth.
Christians, you're sleeping on this. The Lord specifically saying that he only knows one family on the earth. Read.
Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
I will do what?
Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
And I say, Lord, he's going to punish us for our iniquity. The oppressor, just think, you not as half as evil as the oppressor, but he is running the earth right now. So he's not paying for his iniquity as yet, but he's going to pay for it nonetheless. As a nation, they're going to pay for what they did to God's chosen people. Right now, they're serving a purpose. You understand? And that purpose is to show us that the Lord ain't playing, and we're seeing it. We should change. You know what I mean? Anything you want to bring on? Anything before we head out? To Waterford, you know what I mean? You brothers and sisters who you rock with us. You know what I mean? for the night, man.
Just to say, you know what I mean, to those watching, remember to like, share, follow, you know what I mean, depending on the platform you're watching on. We keep classes every Sunday, you know what I mean, 3 p.m., you know what I mean, Wednesdays, 7 p.m. We have 2 shows, the Conflict Zone on Tuesdays, 9:30, and this show, the Breakdown Podcast, Friday, 9:30 as well. You understand? So tune in. You understand? Go over to Commanding General Yana YouTube page, The Real General Yana. You have a show on Mondays called The Black Watch, and also Wednesdays as well. You know what I mean? If you want authentic, real, current black news concerning blacks and Hispanics, you know what I mean? Revelation concerning scriptures and so forth, you know what I mean? Go over to Commanding General Yana YouTube channel and subscribe. You know what I mean? Subscribe to ISUPK online classes, ISUPK RAM, North Carolina. Basically, every ISUPK channel and pages. Just follow us on our media platform. And with that, this is the Breakdown Podcast, where we break down the strongholds that hold back our people, the children of Israel, here in Jamaica, Trinidad, Haiti, Guyana. You understand? Guyana, on the our radar now. It's lucky. Because we see, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? The spirit is still in our own. You know what I mean? And we hope for, you know what I mean? We hope no far to come in at the truth. You know what I mean? Right through North and Central and South America. With that, shalom.
Shalom.
Yeah, man.
UPK, easy. They're in the 4th dimension from. Can't too study me, isn't it? Just go and be a tick. Me keep my circle kinda small as my should. We firm like the China wild dog, my good. Me learn the game of Minecraft. Them say dog, oh nobody can see you, no knock off from with you. You see me when you see me, you see me. Right I know we know the pun the gimmicks me ya. Go fi me can nobody nah give we no stimmy. Yo sky the limit dog. If you no like we then go suck your mother. Me no give a fuck neither. One day sit with team, yeah what them I rather. Trying to mess with my brother. You no like we, then I suck your mother. We no give a fuck neither. One less it on me team, you what them me rather. Trying to mess with the brothers. Hey, in a the game of life, just try no say life and no game. Me get gain from the pain, and that's why you see me a stain at the flame. Hey, oh you mean if me change this and that? Playing at the lane, at the big man list with the name and the fame. I look it.